Hi Capricorn, hope you're good. Thanks for joining me, by the way, guys, really appreciate it. So let's see what the general messages are for Capricorn. What's going on with Capricorn? Let's have a look, see what are the general messages that we need to know for Capricorn. What's going on in the life of Capricorn, general or other? I can see they're all trying to jump out already as I was shuffling. What are the first messages, Capricorn? What wants to come out? Okay. Okay. Okay, Capricorn, so the first two that we've got meditate and contemplate, okay, new moon in Pisces, and then we've got it's time to take action, okay, new moon in Aries, okay. So at the moment, Capricorn, so the flame is lit, okay, a wonderful new start beckons and you're on the right track, okay. Drawing this card, this one, moon in Aries, it's a superbly positive sign if there is something you want to happen in your life, okay. Take this card as a big yes from the universe, okay. Also, this is a time to really tune into your dreams. You may still have a long way to go. After all, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, but you're on your way, okay. Determination, self-assertion, and bravery are called for, but hot fire of Aries is driving you towards success in, you know, in whatever endeavor you're asking about, okay. So some of you could have fire in your chart, you could have fighting spirit, you know, that passion. Also you could be dealing with an Aries, you know, someone around you that's an Aries in a workplace, in a home environment. Also, don't give up, which makes sense because Capricorns, they never give up. They keep going and going and they persevere, you know, until they've reached their goal and they've accomplished, you know, their heart's desires, okay. Also, this is a good time to set intentions, okay. So there's a lot of planning, reflecting, preparing, sort of anticipating, a lot of prioritizing going on, severing ties with people or things that don't serve you anymore, things like that. Also, Capricorn, you could have the personality traits of a Pisces and an Aries, like I said. You know, because Pisceans, they're all about the emotions, aren't they? You know, so you could be very deep in thought, deep in your emotions, having a long, hard think about your life. Like I said, you know, setting intentions. Also ending bad cycles as well, you know. things that don't serve you anymore, Capricorn. You could be very focused on yourself at the moment, you know, home environment, work environment, very career orientated, you know. With this one, this speaks of dreams and romance, of soulmates and poetry. It suggests that there's a new start coming your way, Capricorn, that's connected to a matter that leaves you feeling somewhere between having your head in the clouds and being in a totally altered state. Also, there could be confusion and disappointment, you know, if that's what you've had before and that's what you're expecting. However, if you're onto a good thing, then wish hard, because the words of our soul and your heart, the words of your soul and your heart, could bring about the manifestation of your dreams. If all that sounds a little wet and watery, then that's Pisces for you. Okay, because this is the last sign of the zodiac, and the new moon in Pisces card can suggest a last-ditch chance to make your dreams come true. Okay, so use your feelings to guide your way, you know, face your fears that, you know, they may be holding you back. Also, this situation is being healed, you know. Also, avoid being deceptive or willingly deceived. Okay. Also, Pisces is the sign of reveries, and mysteries, or depths of emotion, idealism and hopeless romantics. You know, it's the sign of water and the unconscious. Its energy is deep, like watery depths. Okay, the new moon in Pisces indicates a time to listen to your feelings and to allow your emotions free reign. Okay, you know, whatever you're feeling as you pull this card, this one, okay, is more likely than the truth, unless you've been kidding yourself somehow. Okay, and only you know if that's the case or not. Okay, so some of you, like I said, you could be very deep in emotions right now. Okay, let's just get a couple more cards for Capricorn, please, in general. Capricorn. Like I said, some of you could be dealing with a Pisces, you know, collaborating, work with a Pisces or an Aries. You could have the traits, you could have a bit of water in your chart. You know, your rising sign, sun, moon, or rising sign could be an Aries or a Pisces. Yeah, definitely check out your birth chart. Okay. Yeah, see, I was just talking about this, look. It's time to release negativity. A time for healing. Look at that. I was just saying that as well, Capricorn. Look. Have faith in your dreams. And we have got... Okay, I'll just have a clarifier. The outcome for Capricorn, please. Oh, here we are. Look at that. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay? Yeah. Releasing things that don't serve you anymore, like I said. And you'll heal from it as well. Okay? And have faith in your dreams and your heart's desires and your passions. Okay? Don't let anyone or anything hold you back. Yeah? Okay, so with this one, a time to release negativity. Okay, full moon in Scorpio. Okay, Capricorn, so how hard are you willing to work for what you want? Okay, this card is reminding you that effort is required here. Okay, work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up also. if you're wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. Okay, so also the end of a rough time is forecast. Okay, this card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops, you know, to make your professional dreams come true without, you know, being ruthless. With a love question, this card can be a call to face reality. Okay, so Capricorn, whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. Okay, if your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more. Okay, release control and trust the universe. Okay, a professional project might be ending now. Also find balance between your personal and private life. Okay, also it's time to stop fearing the worst. I was just saying that as well, about prioritizing, clearing things that don't serve you anymore. Could be the end of a job, end of a project, end of a bad relationship. Okay, also oh, sorry about that. Don't worry guys, I will be getting a big table, a decent tripod, and get rid of this silly old rubbish. Had it for about a year. Okay, that's better. So the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Okay, so the full moon in Capricorn, okay, has a very strong work ethic and energy, and will more than likely come up when you're asking a professional question. Okay, like I just said, Capricorns, they're very, very hardworking, very career orientated, very career focused. They like financial stability. They like to be self-reliant, independent. Also, they like to, you know, be self-sufficient. They like everything to be in order. Okay. So if your question is about another matter, also, you know, it will serve as much needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness that you may have been feeling about your situation, Capricorn. You know, and this applies no matter where you draw this card. Okay, even if it was in a love reading, for an example, or a money reading. Okay, making a plan is far better use of your time. Okay, and that's what I said at the beginning of the reading as well, Capricorn. There's a lot of planning going on, prioritizing. You're very in your headspace at the moment, very deep in thought, very in your emotions as well. Okay, some of you could have your rising, you know, your sun, moon and rising signs. Some of you could have a Capricorn, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries. Yeah, could be collaborating, could be associating with a Scorpio, Pisces, Aries or a Capricorn. Okay, in a workplace, in a home environment. Okay, also Capricorn, if you've been feeling paranoid and acting weird, also, you know, try not to. Okay, because worrying yourself is pointless. Yeah, you know, it's time to release any negativity that you have around the situation you're asking about. Okay, if someone has been unkind to you, perhaps it's time for you to release them. Okay, this card heralds an emotionally intense time, since both the full moon and Scorpio themselves are both extremely intense. Okay, so it's time for you to feel all your feelings. Okay, there could be some nastiness in the air. Okay, if that's the case, take it as a sign to move away from anyone or anything you feel is toxic. Okay, for some, however, this card has totally different meaning. Okay, it could be your sex life, you know, it could improve now if you make an effort, use your magic. You have all you need inside you to bring about your desired result. Also, it's a time to, if it's a time to move, from living fearfully to living joyfully. You know, you're right to have suspicions, if there's grudges and something toxic, you know, just release it, let it go. Okay. The full moon in Scorpio, okay, it has a sting in its tail, very much like the scorpion. Okay. It can herald a vindictive end to a relationship. It can also be a time when we want to be good, but we're naughty. Okay. So no matter when your dark side and your shadow self may be showing, the full moon in Scorpio is also a time of magic. Okay. If you were thinking of making some magic, then this is your time to do it. Okay. So I very much feel that some of you are going to be taking a leap of faith as well towards something. Okay. A negative cycle's ending. Okay. You'll heal from it. Something that's not beneficial to your life, you know, it's just not serving you. Okay, Capricorn. Also, like I said, Capricorns don't give up. Okay. You could be around someone that's very intense as well, because Scorpios, they're very intense. Okay. So try and stand your ground and, you know, always be open and honest and, you know, voice it. Some of you could have trouble expressing something, or you feel that you don't have a voice. Because I've had to keep clearing my throat a lot in this reading. Also, Capricorn, your hard work is paying off, I feel. Like I said, you're very career orientated. Also, I believe that you're releasing things and people that don't serve you anymore, such as the past, yeah, is in the past, and a bright future is beckoning. However, before you take your next step, make sure that both you and the situation feel healed. Okay? This is not the time to, you know, paper over the cracks or to simply pretend that everything is okay. Rather, you know, you still need a bit more time to heal and to soothe both yourself and anyone else in need. Okay, then remind yourself that anything is possible if you believe it. Okay, this is also a time to surrender and wait to hear guidance from the universe. Okay, you know, powerful insights can be had. If you know that someone or something really isn't good for you, this card is a reminder to surrender. Okay, start to work on your belief in your dreams so you're ready when the time comes. When one is healed, all are healed. Okay, yeah. Probably why that one's come up as well. You're very, very in-depth, deep in thought. It's time to let go of the past. Okay, you are about to turn the corner. Also, I believe that patience is required at this time. The balsamic moon, obviously, is a time of self-care as you slowly but surely prepare yourself for the new moon. Okay. Which is just around the corner. So no matter which point in the current moon cycle you have pulled this card, okay, it's a reminder to go a little bit easy on yourself. Okay, you know, and this is a time to step into your creatrix power. You know, and it will come soon enough. So give yourself the time you need to heal from what you just released or walked away from or cleared or severed ties with. Okay, and then when you've healed yourself, you know, and then you'll be, you know, clear-headed, perspectives all, you know, positive and good, you know, and then you can take the leap of faith and go after your heart's desire and pursue your happiness, sort of thing. Okay, to where your destination is, to where your life purpose is. Okay, Capricorn, like I said, Capricorns, they don't give up. They don't give up. Okay, never. Not until they reach their destination. Yeah, so there's a lot of contemplating going on, like I said, releasing things and people that don't serve you anymore. Okay, out with the old, in with the new, letting go of the past. Yeah, this is like a fresh perspective on things, Capricorn, you know. Also, like I said, you're letting your intuition guide you. Okay, Also Capricorn, you'll think with your head, like I said, you'll take actions, like it says, you know, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Yeah. Also Capricorn, my intuition, sorry, my subconscious keeps chattering at the moment. Might be a good idea not to take on too many burdens either. Yeah. There's a lot of energy shifting going on, you know, being in Libra season. You know, there's a lot of balance being restored. A lot of manifesting going on, you know, manifesting your heart's desires into reality. Okay. Also, I believe a lot of you have got that sense of adventure, you know, that fighting spirit in you. Like I said, you're a Capricorn, you never give up, never. Okay. You just keep climbing that mountain, okay, until you've reached your goal, until you've, like I said, you've found your destination. Okay. You know, you keep going until you've found your purpose in life. Sorry about the dog barking. I think it's the postman or something, I'm not sure. Also, this is about seeing things clearly as well, you know, such as releasing things that don't serve you anymore, walking away from people or things that don't serve you anymore. You know, you could have had a major wake-up call, changes, transitioning, seeing things clearly, you know, Capricorn. So yeah, so that's what I've got for you, the general messages and energies that I've got for you today, Capricorn. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was insightful. I hope it helped. Okay. Please like, subscribe to my channel. I appreciate any feedback and input from you guys. Hit the notification bell. Yeah, so until next time. Alright, Capricorn.